I speak 11 languages, including Chinese, Japanese, and Korean, and I've condensed all of my learning experience into 3 tips that I'm going to share with you today. Tip number 1 is to set the right expectations. It takes years to learn a language. You've seen all those videos where you can learn a language in 1 year, etc. Maybe you can if it's a very similar language to yours and if you have experience doing this, but realistically, it's going to take you actual years to become fluent in the language. Take me, for example. It took me 3 years to become fluent in Japanese, and I already spoke Chinese. And throughout these 3 years, I committed so many mistakes. I said the wrong word at the wrong time, the wrong grammar at the wrong time. I committed so many cultural mishaps. I called people names I shouldn't have called them. It was terrible, right? And guess what? I love that. I enjoy every single part of that process. Taking the example of Japanese, there are so many levels of formality, right? And sometimes I would call elderly people or CEOs things I should not have called them. But guess what? They were okay with that in the end. And I was okay with that because they understand that I'm learning a language. And more importantly, I understand that I'm learning a language, right? So I don't judge myself. So this is to say that language learning is a path with many failures and embarrassing moments. And I'm just asking you to make peace with them even before you embark in this journey. It's going to happen and you might as well enjoy it. So that's tip number 1. Set the right expectations and enjoy the industrial amounts of mistakes you're going to make. Tip number 2. Your goals don't matter. This tip actually comes from the book Atomic Habits. It says every winner and every loser have the same goals. So what does this mean? Everyone wants to be rich. Everyone wants to have a six-pack. Everyone wants to speak 10 languages. So your goals don't make you unique. It is the activities you do that make you unique. So for example, if your goal is to become rich, you will not focus on becoming rich. You will focus on the actions that are going to make you rich. The day to day. You would chunk it down into actionable actions that you can do every day. The same thing applies for language learning. If you want to become fluent in a foreign language, then you don't need to focus on the fluency. You don't want to focus on becoming fluent. You want to focus on the specific things that take you there. You want to focus on the specific actionable stuff that will make you fluent. So every time a learner comes to me and says, "Hey Alec, I want to become fluent in X language in what amount of time?" I'm like, okay, so does everyone else. What are you gonna do to actually get there? And this is actually connected to tip number 3. Tip number 3, and probably the most important, consistency is everything. The sad truth is that most people can do the doing over and over again. You need to be able to do the doing without seeing the results of your doing for a long period of time. This is called delayed gratification, and this is something that most successful people in different fields have in common. The most successful people in language, business, sports, arts, everything, you name it, are really good at delaying gratification, aka eating shit for a long period of time in order to eat well when the time comes. Look, I get it. You're gonna tell me, Alec, I don't wanna eat shit. It's not that deep. Okay, I understand. The thing is, it doesn't need to taste like shit, It actually is very enjoyable for me. It's probably the thing I enjoy doing the most. I feel so much passion about it. I could do it before sleep. I could do it in the shower. I can do it to relax even. Because I've studied languages for so long, I actually came up with many ways to make learning enjoyable. But that's for another video. In the meantime, go back to hitting those reps, stay away from the lingo, and remember, the goal is not the goal. The goal is the doing. Keep doing.